Super.
I think I'm ready.
All right.
Did you already hit it? Hit it! What up, punks? Welcome back to another episode of the Pop Culture Punks podcast. I'm your host, Phil, and across from me is your boy,
Altonio!
Me! And Josh.
And me.
And this week we will be just covering some random news topics.
Yeah.
It might not be as relevant when this episode goes up, but just kick it with us.
Kick it.
Yeah, do your thing.
Spin that track, DJ.
So yeah, that's where we're at. How you doing, Altonio? How do you feel? It's your first time on the show.
Yeah.
What's your story for us? Because I met you my freshman year at UW because you lived across from Phil in Phillips.
Yep.
So, what was that story? What was you guys getting to know each other, connecting?
We met each other.
We met each other in Bradley, I think.
Was it in Bradley?
Was it through? Yeah, it was in Bradley. Was it through Will and Tim?
Yeah.
Nice.
And probably Toby too.
And Toby, yeah. Somehow there's like this interesting conglomeration of because it was like me, Jake, Luke, and a couple other people that hung out, and then somehow we met. I think it was like the survey thing or something for the Navs, and I just knocked on your door. I distinctly remember you had like this really chill vibe in your dorm room. It was like Christmas lights, and you were bumping like Kid Cudi, so it was like super
You're like,
chill.
Okay, yeah.
And I just remember coming into your room and we talked for a while just about random stuff. But then I think we chatted throughout the year, and then once we were in closer proximity in Phillips, then we kind of hung out more. And Tim was your roommate at that point, so we all kind of me, James, you, and Tim all did stuff together. So
I'm pretty sure it was through Tim because Tim was on the first floor too, wasn't he?
I think so. Yeah.
And he would always come up to my room. And then he would eat all the snacks I got from my grandparents.
Dude, what is it with people coming to?
You think I'm a mooch
for me? Oh my god!
Tim was like the mooch,
mooch king.
Yeah, but he was messy too sometimes. I literally found a peanut butter cracker that I had not eaten any of these. He ate one, and I found one behind a computer on the far side of the room. He'd never gone over there. I don't know how it got there.
He'll never notice.
What happened.
That's great.
Oh boy.
So yeah, that's how we met, and then
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, and then just me coming over to Josh's dorm room and just tapping on the window.
Yes. I was.
Is that what you did?
Yeah, because whenever we were having study, Matt Flesh and all of us would be sitting there in a circle, and then classic Tonio would show up 10 minutes late, and then we just hear this tapping. We're like, someone go get him. Luckily, I was right on the end of the hall by where the door was.
I remember that.
It was great.
That was fun.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah, that was
cool.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure I thought about just climbing through the window at one day.
I'm pretty sure
we probably would have
advised you to do it. He was like, absolutely, you should do that, and I was like, no.
Yeah,
Austin was a wild man.
He was, yeah.
But did we ever tell you? Have I ever told the story? I think you know it, but he and I tried to. There's how between DeJope, Phillips, and Bradley, there's that it just could turn into a huge wind tunnel when it was really nasty outside. So one time in the spring, he and I took the futon sheet off of our futon, and we tried flying with it in that little field area because it was so windy, and the gusts were so strong that he and I could actually lean at a 50-degree angle into it, and it was holding us up, and there were people clapping in the window at DeJope, and we were we are those kids. We were those kids on campus.
People were just freshmen.
Freshmen. or they got a bad taste of LSD or something. And
they're like, is this really happening?
We're trying to make it real? To the moon kingdom.
Whoa, reality is so real.
Reality is so real. Oh, boy.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know what happened where I just all of a sudden shot through the roof, and now you're
Yeah, I don't know. I'm tired, but I'm also a little bit juiced. I think the VR definitely did it to me.
Super
hot.
Super hot. Super
hot. That's hot. So yeah,
that's hot. Nice. Start us off.
So Altonio, you've been playing anything recently that you've been interested in, or watching any good shows or movies?
Bunch of games, watching a bunch of shows. So I just started getting to JoJo.
Ooh,
JoJo.
You and Zach
would love you. Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast, a different one, after yours, of course.
I
usually watch.
I was
I
gonna
listen
say,
to yours
what?
first, and then I listen to theirs.
You either listen to ours and nobody
Or
else,
none.
or none.
I hear it.
But like, I've been listening to their old stuff, and they always talked about like JoJo this,
Nice.
JoJo that, especially like right when season 3 or whatever came out. So I was like, you know what? I've been listening to them for like the last 3 months. Might as well just see what all the hype was about.
Mm-hmm.
I'd heard about the hype. So I was like, okay, let's go. Let's just watch some JoJo.
So
Nice.
what for you is the draw? Because I know from what my brothers described, it's very narrative based and the characters are really strong and it's like a very interesting dynamic between like the world and the people in it and stuff. Like what for you and what you tend to gravitate towards in like shows and movies and stuff is interesting about it?
Well, in this show, it's just like really over dramatic. So like they're like JoJo, Dio, like it's just so silly. Like, yeah.
Nice. Because what was it? Zach always shows me this clip where like the old JoJo, or I can't. It's like JoJo Senior. I don't think that's his name, but he's always like, "Oh my god!" Like,
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I think that's the season I'm actually on right now.
Oh, nice.
Right when they have stands and everything.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it takes place in like different time periods, doesn't
Yeah.
it, or something? Like
Like I think the
Changes.
first season is like early, like mid to late 1800s.
Oh,
So
interesting.
like probably 1870 probably.
Mm-hmm.
so is it like Wild West kind of?
No, this is actually
Or I
The
guess
first
it's probably
season
in
is, like,
Japan, maybe.
France, I think it was.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
It was either no, it was England because they had Jack the Ripper in it.
Oh, interesting. Does it have like that weird animation style? Because I know we watched Batman Ninja, and that was
Oh, it's like by the
animated
same people.
guy.
I think
I'm
it's
curious
more
if it has,
2D. Like I think
more
Batman
2D
Ninja was
than, like,
3D. Yeah.
Weirdly 2D, 3D combination.
Mhm. No, I think it's like
Oh,
more
okay.
This is
flat.
definitely
Interesting.
Yeah.
This is like that Dragon Ball Z, like early 2000s. Like,
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So like a little bit more grittier
That's vibe,
style,
yeah.
less like
It's a cool
clean.
vibe. Dope.
I dig the old school stuff. I've been rewatching Neon Genesis, so I like.
Have you ever watched
I like
that?
that
I
vibe.
just started watching that, like
It's on
because it's on.
Netflix
Yeah,
now,
that's why.
Yeah, I like that old school vibe, and like
Mhm.
there's just something. It's almost. It reminds me of Blade Runner in a way. It's like very like chill and like a lot of like chill music and like just a weird cinematic feel to it. But yeah, it's beside the point.
Dope. How far are you? Because are you
I'm
in the beginning?
literally
A couple episodes in?
3 episodes in. Maybe.
Okay.
like
Got it.
I've been trying to watch that, and usually my like normal go home like activities are go home, turn on YouTube. If there's nothing on YouTube, then go to Netflix.
Interesting.
So
Makes sense.
Nice. On YouTube. Oh, sorry. Go for
I
it.
was gonna say, just with Neon Genesis, I've been finding that like it's really hard to binge because
Yeah.
it's so depressing.
Yeah.
Like I'll watch
It
an
is.
episode, I'm like,
I
I'm
don't
already
know.
kind of sad about work today. Like I don't want to get more depressed about
Right.
a TV
Exactly.
show. It's like super depressing, but very interesting.
I'm super fascinated to see what you guys think about it when you
Yeah.
finish it.
Yeah.
So, because
A lot of controversy.
that'll be a fun one.
now what I have done is I've watched 2 different anime movies that I really liked. I can't remember the names of them, but they're really good. It's like Your Lie in April.
Interesting. I
That
don't think
one
I've heard
is
of it.
it's on Netflix.
Premise?
And I'd seen it I've seen it. It's been on there for at least 2 years, but I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll watch it. Maybe I won't.
Mhm.
And then I saw some guys talking about the violin, the choreography for the violin, and how impressive it was because it actually followed a lot of the actual strokes that you would do for a violin.
Interesting.
And so I was like, you know what? Sounds like a good enough recommendation. Let me just watch
Yeah.
this. And so that one actually, no, it's not a movie. It's a series, but it's really good.
Nice.
And it's really emotional. And when I first watched it, or when I finished watching it, I'm like, you know what? I've heard a little about Neon Genesis. I can't watch that right now. I got to give that at least a week, like a week pause.
Right.
Yep. Have you been playing any games or anything?
I've been playing a couple. I'm trying to think. I got really excited because I got a Monopoly game, and then I was
Like for a
disappointed.
console or something?
Yeah, for like the PS4.
Really?
But then I got really upset because you can't speed through like everyone else's, like the computer's moves.
Oh, you have
So
to,
like you
sit
end
there.
up you'll sit there for like an hour and a half,
Oh, God.
and
That's
there's
the
no
worst.
speeding it up.
Yeah.
And if like one computer wants to trade to another computer, you're like, okay, let me. What's on Facebook right now? You know, like you spend half your time not actually paying
Yeah.
attention to what's going on.
For
That
sure.
sounds annoying.
Yep.
Nice.
And then what else have I been playing?
feel like you texted me or you sent something to us on Twitter of something you'd been playing recently.
Yeah, earlier last month I was trying to get into like Street Fighter 5.
Ooh.
Like it's really like I'm not technical at all.
Sure.
So it was really hard to like figure out, okay, so if you can do the movement with the joystick and then push the input. So I'm like trying to like do both at the same time and nothing's working. Like I'm getting like half of it like just coming through and I'm like, I'm never going to get good at this game.
Yeah.
Are you a fighting game fan or is
not really, but I'm just trying to like, it's just a whole nother field that I've never really ventured into.
Yeah.
Like the one field I won't venture into, at least in the near future, is horror, but other ones I'm trying to like the first person shooter, first person just adventure. Like what was it? Dishonored was I think my first one where I'm like, it feels so weird. Like you're in there, you can't see the rest of your body. It's just your hands. And you're just like, okay, this is.
So
weird.
you weren't big into like first person games.
No.
Before that,
no.
And Dishonored was your first one.
I think it was.
It's a solid choice.
That is.
I'd recommend BioShock as well.
Yeah.
If you're looking.
Oh
for
wait, no.
It's a little bit creepier, but it kind of mellows out a bit.
I can't remember if BioShock was first.
BioShock's the one that's underwater, and it's like a...
One of those two games. I know I've played both of them.
But you
I
have
played one,
okay.
and I played 3 of Infinite.
Okay. You skipped 2?
Yeah. I played it a little bit, and then I just stopped.
Yeah.
Like, I saw other stuff. I was like, oh, this looks interesting.
Nice.
Dope.
That's cool.
Sick.
So I'm just going to, like, segue right into
go for it.
So, on the topic of video games, are you much of a Pokemon fan?
Yes.
Like the
Mega
console
Pokemon fan?
I'm a fan, but I haven't played any of the games after like Red. Like not Red, Fire Red.
I was gonna say,
wow,
that.
so
Yeah,
Game
I
Boy
was like,
Advance
that's
era.
just the first one.
I was like, there's been like 9 gens, right? Like,
But
so what
I've been
you
keeping
from
up. I've been
jumping
keeping
in?
up. Oh,
with like DS ones.
it's a funny story. So the last game that came out on the GBA was either, I can't remember if it was one of the dungeon games or if it was Fire Red and Leaf Green. But whichever one it was, the next one came out on the DS. So I ended up getting a DS.
Pearl and Diamond, I think, yeah.
But when I first got it, I don't think the Pokemon games had come out. So I was playing Mega Man, and I really love Mega Man. So much so that I would take it with me to school. And so, you know how you could flip it down and it would just pause the game?
yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm worried about the battery dying throughout the day. So I'm like, you know what? The only time I have a chance to is right after homeroom. So I'm like, okay, right after homeroom, I'm going to go to the bathroom, open it up, save it really quick, turn it off and put it away. Went to the bathroom one day, went to go save it and turn it off, dropped it into the toilet.
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah.
How? Why were you in the stall?
I didn't want anyone to be able to say, hey, Altonio was in the bathroom playing,
Look at this nerd
his
playing
DS.
his DS in the bathroom.
I just, because as soon as he said, like, I dropped in the toilet, I'm like, wait. So you walked into the stall to save it, and there's part of me where I'm like, I'm thinking of the body position.
Yeah,
your
like, at least
arms
turn
are
around.
extended over the toilet, like playing.
I don't know why I didn't just stand up.
I
don't know.
This.
I don't know what was going through my mind, but
Oh my gosh!
next
that's
thing I knew,
incredible.
like I grabbed it really quick and like rushed to the sink. So at this point, I don't care who sees me. Like I don't care if a teacher walks in. I'm like, I gotta save this thing. So like I turn, like it turns off. I dry it off, and then in my mind, I'm like, you know what? Let me just double check. So I turn it back on. That was it.
Oh no!
Dead. And you never got one again?
Nope.
So you never got to play Pokemon because you dropped your DS in the toilet.
Essentially.
And ever since then, you've never gotten one.
The closest I ever came was I found out in college they had emulators and stuff like that.
Yep,
Yeah.
And so for like a short period of time, you could actually download like 2 gen back,
I think they have them all now.
Well, no, what it was is that the place I was getting it from, Nintendo actually, sued almost.
Yeah, they
was
shut
gonna
down
sue
a
them.
bunch of emulator sites.
So I found one, so I can download it if I wanted to, but like it was just like literally freshman year, our whole 3rd floor, literally like all the guys got onto their computers, downloaded different Pokemon games, and were just sitting around the floor just playing the game.
That's
Nice.
fantastic.
Like all the
That's
girls
what
would
it's
just
about.
like come in, the whole room would be quiet. we'd all be just facing our computers, just like all just playing different Pokemon. Like someone would be playing Crystal, someone would be playing Red or Yellow, and we'd all just be sitting there, and they just look at us like, "Really, guys?
What are you doing?
Hey, at least you weren't hiding in the stall and dropped your
right.
laptop.
Yeah, just drop the laptop in there. Just
I'm trying to save
dang it, Pikachu!
my Rattata.
My shiny
gosh.
Charmander.
Oh no,
That's hilarious.
dude.
So
That's incredible.
two of our news items actually kind of relate to that. So
Sorry, we're out of sync.
We're
now
out of
'cause we're all
sync.
goofy. We were like super serious this morning when we were recording.
yeah,
so
now we're all
like
goofy.
Yeah.
So two things. There's the 9th generation of Pokemon coming out this year. You've probably seen stuff because you're on social media and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But Sword and Shield are coming out, and along with that, the Switch Lite is coming out as well, which is a cheaper option. I was telling you about this earlier, but it's I think it's smaller. I can't tell if it's a little bit smaller.
I think it looks a little bit smaller.
Yeah, I think
It's
some of my
compact.
friends we were actually talking about it in like a chat messenger. Like,
So maybe it's like a little bit bigger than the Vita, but smaller than the current Switch would be my guess. I've seen people holding it, and it's like their hands kind of like that for whatever that
that is.
So yeah, it's a good jumping in point. But with Pokemon, they showed some cool stuff recently. I think it was like last week, and it was like
Yeah, so I think the
yeah.
article I posted was they're doing, gosh, was it, what game did they say that did different gym? It was Sun and Moon, right? Or was it, no. What game did they do different gym leaders for the version? Was it Black
I think it was
and
Black
White?
and White.
Black and White. So they're having like gym exclusive for the different titles, and they're doing a couple version exclusives. So there's a couple like dragon type Pokemon from
Yeah, Tyranitar is in Shield.
Black and White, and then so my brother, I was joking with my brother because originally I was gonna get Sword because I love how the legendary looks like the dog from Dark Souls, I think it is, or is it Demon Souls? Because everyone was making that joke when it happened. But he texts me and he's like, "Dude, Tyranitar's in Shield." I'm like, "Frick, dude!" Like,
and that
I'm
third
switching.
gym leader.
And like, okay, I gotta read the exact thing. Sorry, Zach, I'm gonna oust you because it's really funny. But he texts me, and because it's like he's in Japan, it was later. Okay, so I get it at 2:30 a.m., which is probably like 7 p.m. his time, I think. And it says, "Hey dude, sorry to say, but I want Pokemon Sword now." Crying, laughing emoji face. "I don't know if you saw that they announced version exclusive Pokemon and gym leaders like in Black and White, but the third gym leader is a babe, and I get the one fighting dragon Pokemon from Sun and Moon, which was one of my top favorites from that gen. But there's a trade-off. Larvitar is exclusive to Shield, so you can get your boy Tyranitar."
So you get Tyranitar and he gets
And
the
I was
babe.
like, you get the babe. I'll take Tyranitar because that's what matters in my life.
You can't argue with that
I was
logic.
like, can't argue with that logic. So,
Which also made me have to change my pre-order because like I want to have the opposite version as you as well, so we can trade.
Yep.
So then I was like, I guess I get to have.
I
Sword
guess
now
I get
again.
the Sword doggy.
Yeah, and I still had GCU, so
Definitely.
I'm
Bada
locked
boom,
in. I'm
baby.
locked in.
or you could just do like my brother and just get both.
Yeah, I'd love to.
I was going to, but like
Too many
Death
games.
Stranding.
Yeah,
and,
there's too many games.
Yeah, Outer Worlds all come out in the fall.
Yep.
So
I felt bad because I didn't have a DS. He just, resulted to just buying both games.
Hey man, that's his prerogative, right?
Yeah.
So do you think you're gonna jump onto? Do you think you're enough of a gamer at this point with like life stage and stuff to jump on and dive into Switch, or are you gonna be like, nah, I'm good?
I'm probably gonna hold off on the Switch
Mm-hmm.
just because of it's mobile, and that's bad for me.
you don't
Too
like
much?
mobile?
No,
I mean,
it
per
just
his
means
toilet situation, you don't want to drop the Switch in the toilet.
At some
so-
point you got to get past it. Though.
At
At
some
some point
point,
you got to get past.
You're
the,
a big boy.
you gotta learn to
You're
hold
not a
it
child.
past
If you get the
toilet,
regular
just-
Switch, that sucker ain't fit in the bowl. it'll just be like dunk.
You're like, God bless you, Nintendo.
They knew. They just knew.
They made it for you
Oh my
specifically.
gosh, that's incredible.
And some other things they announced in that game was Roly Coly, which is like a coal. I don't remember what type he is. Rock type, maybe. He's like a piece of coal.
It's
His name's Roly Coly. Well, the other one was like
It's like an ice cream
a
sundae.
clump of whipped cream, I think, or
Yeah.
something like that.
See, that's the kind of stuff that Game Freak does that just kind of drives me bananas.
See,
sometimes.
here I'm gonna wax philosophical again. I feel like
Is this the Trubbish argument?
yeah, I feel like
come
because
on.
it's like the England setting, like the coal like industry, you know.
Oh, governor,
We got Roly Coly.
We got Roly Coly and whipped cream.
I feel like there's
Sorry, that's offensive.
Plus, that's offensive to Brits.
Oi! Oi!
Hey, my cousins are
Your
British.
cousins are British?
Yeah.
Apologize to your
Do
cousins.
they sound
for
like
us.
that? Oi!
A little bit.
There was also a third Pokemon
Don't send this
announced.
to them. I don't want to get in trouble.
I forget his name. It was like Darupamon or something. He was like that
Yes.
silver derpy looking dinosaur
I
thing.
kind of like that guy.
And it specifically said he like battles Tyranitar in the wild or something, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's pretty
I like
dope.
it. I like it.
I want to see these two battling in the wild. Like,
And then you get in the middle, and then be
it's like
like,
basically like Godzilla and like some creepy
Right.
like steel dinosaur.
and I want
fighting.
and I want Tyranitar. One of them. Oi! Oi! Oi!
I'm trying to think if there was anything else that was announced around Pokemon.
I think that was it.
It was a small one. Who is that? That's
Can
like
I see it?
That's definitely not what I'm
that's
talking
Kalos
about.
region. Never mind.
Yeah,
That's
that's from
Kalos,
Sun
yeah.
and Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
You're behind the times, man.
yeah,
that's
come
like,
on,
That's
dude. I'm trying to
way,
figure out-
no, I'm
that's
trying to figure out
way
what the-
back.
trying to figure out which one it is.
Yeah.
His name's like Darupy or something. Oh gosh.
What's that? What are the names from the Conan O'Brien Pokemon thing? Where he's
Oh
like,
yeah.
Gim Gam,
Gim Gam.
Rookable, Rookable. Gim Gam is a cow who's an astronaut who jumps over the moon.
Oh gosh. We are
Oh
something else
gosh,
tonight.
I love
So,
it.
like I said before, as well, that was announced this past week was the Nintendo Switch Lite. And for you people out there, other than Altonio, because he can't handle the mobile market,
My hands are just.
Y-
You saw
it's
the
hands,
you
the
saw
toilet.
you saw the achievement I got. Butterfingers.
Yeah, you got the Butterfingers achievement, so that's
Super
valid.
hot.
Super hot. The Nintendo Switch Lite was announced, which is a $200 model of the
Yes.
Switch. That's $100 less than the standard
Mhm.
Switch. The caveats are that it cannot plug into your TV.
Which I'm kind
it's
of
a handheld.
confused by in a
It
way.
seems weird. I don't know, because I feel like you could still just like have like a
like a
thing.
cord. Like you
Yeah.
don't need to slide it into the dock. So I'm a
so
little
that's a
confused, but
weird thing.
I wonder if it's a
Um,
processor. Like if the processor I wonder if the technology in the adapter to make it.
They might have had to
USB?
get rid of some things inside of it to make it
Oh,
smaller that
yeah.
make it not work with the dock anymore
That makes
somehow.
sense.
I mean, it's Nintendo, so you never know. Like
Yeah.
sometimes they make really good decisions, and sometimes you're like, what? Why?
Yeah.
But there's 3 different colors. There's gray, yellow, and blue, and it's $200, like I
And
said.
a Sword and Shield special
And a special
dish,
Pokemon
which is
Sword and Shield
pretty-
edition.
Altonio.
It looks pretty dope.
It has your name on it.
Yep. It's
My
got
eyes
your
are
name
big
on
now.
it.
What?
My eyes are big.
I'm good. I'm not afraid of toilets anymore.
This whole conversation, he's been on his phone searching Pokemon, and that was all of a sudden where he was like,
He's like,
special edition, you say? We'll
So
probably
yeah,
fall
there's
in
the
my toilet,
special
you say.
edition, which I'm
Yeah.
like super tempted to get, but
I
I
am too.
probably won't buy it, but maybe someday.
Yeah, I'll see. I am absolutely gonna get a Switch Lite. I think I love mine, like having the Joy-Cons and stuff, and just the portability. But I think from what I also was reading, Nintendo's working on a specific device or a specific app or something to connect. Like the design is for
Yeah.
them to be able to do cloud save. So if you go from
That's
one
the
to
thing
the other,
for me is if it was seamless.
yes,
Like if I didn't
You
have to
save
have
it
2
here
separate
and-
accounts,
yep,
two copies of the game to play, I would have 2 copies, and then one's like a console and one's more handheld.
right.
Which I guess the point of the Switch is supposed to be like you handheld whatever, but I don't know. It's like it's cool. It's a cool device, and I'm just like, it looks so cool and fun. I
Yeah.
just want it.
I just
and the
want it.
colors are fun.
Yeah,
And the Pokemon one, I was like, come on, Nintendo.
right.
I think if it was 150, I would sell my current Switch and just buy that one because I
Mhm.
hardly play console. But right now, it's like I could probably sell my Switch for like 275, maybe 250, and then at that point, it's like I'm only making like $50, and then it's like it's not worth the price difference at that
When
point.
the draw, I like with the current model, I do enjoy the flexibility and being able to do both.
Yeah,
Like,
and
that
being able
is-
to play on TV is fun if you're like playing Smash with your
Yeah,
friends
exactly.
and all that stuff.
Yeah, so I think I would get a Switch Lite as a supplement because
Yeah.
I have a launch model, so there's a bit of me that's like get a backup just in case, but we'll see. So I also just like the colors, but I'm also sure that maybe in like a year they'll have like other special edition.
Dude,
ones and
honestly,
stuff,
if they had like a Glacier purple one or something, boom.
done.
They're
Yeah.
actually coming out with the Pro in I think 2020.
Is it a Pro?
I don't
or
think
did
it's
see that
officially
they're
confirmed yet.
I thought it was they're upgrading the current
Yeah.
model. They're adding in better stuff. So
Some people are
I might just
speculating they
wait.
might make like a Pro version that's just a console. So then they have like the
the 3
console,
tiers.
the mid tier,
Yeah.
which you can do both on, and then the handheld, because then the console one would probably enable them to make it a little more powerful.
Yeah.
And jump up to that 1080 and stuff.
Yeah, so maybe it is worth the wait to just kind of see.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm kind of like,
that's a good.
If anything, in like a year, it might drop to 150 on like a Black Friday or something.
I was gonna say that's a good point.
So like it might be worth waiting if you already have one.
Yeah.
But if you don't have one and you're itching to play Pokemon, but you've been
or
holding
Breath
off
of the
on
Wild,
the Switch
or Smash or
that
whatever.
Too. But those have been out for a long time. So
Right.
if you haven't jumped in yet,
right,
and Pokemon is your thing, like get
Talk.
on that. I'm
Get
talking
on
to
it.
you, Jake. I know you're listening to this.
I know you're listening, Jacob.
So yeah, that was announced this week. I don't think there was anything else specific about it. It does have better battery life.
Yep.
From what they were saying, Altonio's getting hyped over there. I don't know what's going on. What are you feeling?
What are you seeing?
The Pro has a lime green color.
Where did you see this?
I think that's a rumor.
No,
that's a rumor.
I have those Joy-Cons.
Yeah, lime green exists. You can get lime green Joy-Cons now.
Yeah, dude, I have those. I should have brought
I
it.
need to go get one.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
Like it just reminds me of my OG like Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Kiwi.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get that now.
Yeah,
You just buy the Switch,
special edition
and
with
then you
arms,
can
actually.
buy them pretty readily now. They used to
they're
be
everywhere.
really rare, but now
Yep.
you can get them like Target, Walmart, Best Buy, whatever. So
Definitely.
I don't think there was anything else special about the Lite. I can't remember everything.
Looks like we got one guy to jump in on the Switch bandwagon.
So we got
on the
one.
ground
I
floor.
know a couple other people who have been on the line, and I'm like, Pokemon's coming out. Like, if you're not jumping in at Pokemon, then what are you doing?
What are
with
you
your life?
doing?
Yeah.
Grad school.
And
what?
we might be seeing Nick soon, so I'm gonna get on his bum about this.
We should make like a sign, just like
buy a Switch.
Buy a Switch. Buy a Switch.
So yeah.
Well,
I'm interested to see how they integrate that into the console experience. Like, some people are saying like they should have like almost like a Wii U gamepad thing where you can kind of like play like Smash, but you're like it's like your controller and you can see it on the screen. Like, that'd be kind of interesting if they could come up with some sort of broadcast system.
Yeah.
Where like the family can all kind of play.
I feel like it wouldn't be that difficult. I don't want to say it'd be difficult.
It wouldn't be difficult.
Google's going to be doing with the
but it's
going to
be difficult for Nintendo because Nintendo always
like
seems
to do that.
Yeah,
they always like.
Yeah.
So
they do things their way and no other way.
Right.
They're like, we don't really care.
Which,
like,
to be fair, is the only reason that they're still around.
Yeah, I mean, it's worked for them this far. Can't complain. But I'm still going to complain.
Sounds like you're complaining.
I'm gonna. Well, I mean, they can't complain. I can complain.
I can complain.
Yeah. So.
But go for it.
I just want to say there is another reason why I should not get the Switch.
I don't want to hear
if they get a port,
no excuses.
If there's a port of a certain game, my friend Eric knows how much I love this game because he actually bought me the game for my graduation part.
Like present. The original?
Is it an actual game or?
Yeah, it's an actual game, but it was for the Wii.
Oh, okay.
And so when
think of what game it would be.
Yeah, are we supposed to guess or?
Oh no! Fortune Street.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like Monopoly.
Okay.
But there's stocks.
I feel like you're the first person that I've ever met that I know that plays like board games on the console.
Like when you.
It's not a bad thing, but like
no. As soon as you said
like,
that, I was
thinking like Zelda, Mario,
like,
Pokemon.
What are the expensive Wii games? I'm like,
and he's like,
Fire Emblem,
Fortune
Radiant
Street.
Dawn
I'm like,
is like $100. Yeah, Fortune Street. What?
They do have board games on the Switch,
but do they have Fortune Street? And does it have stocks in it?
Interesting.
I don't know what that is. That's the so one. I can neither deny nor confirm that.
I also will say that we saw on PSVR that they have Catan in VR.
Catan VR.
Where you can play against a random grandma across the world, apparently. Because they had like 4 people, and it's like relatively same age, like college, post-college. Like, haha, they're all laughing, and it's like a diverse group, and they're like, ha, taking it off. There's just like old lady in the bottom corner is the last one. I was like... She's I'll smoke all these young guns. Get them in this Catan.
She's probably savage, too.
Oh, dude, you know
Takes
it. That's all she does.
First 3 turns. Boom,
That's
done.
what you get, suckers.
Yeah, she's just in VR all day. Like,
she
I no longer can
I'm
tell
retired.
the difference between reality and VR Catan.
Grandkids, get this thing off me.
So tell us about Fortune Street.
Yeah, Fortune Street. So it's a Wii game. It features Mario and like that whole like group of family.
Oh,
and then
so it's like Smash Bros, but for like board games.
Yeah, a little bit, and then it has Dragon Quest.
What?
Dragon Quest.
What is this game? I need to look this up right now.
I'm super confused.
I actually brought it with me.
So of course he did.
After the podcast.
Of course he did.
We'll check it out.
Check it out.
You have a Wii too.
I do have a Wii U.
And then I brought my Wii.
You brought your Wii.
I brought
I'm gonna get these guys to play Fortune Street.
It's like, bro,
just in case.
You don't even know. You thought Super Hot was cool.
You thought VR was cool?
Fortune Street.
The first search option is Fortune Street Switch. So maybe it does exist. We just
Look at his eyes,
Fortune
dude. He's bugging.
Street
He's so excited.
Don't do this to me, Phil. Don't do it.
Switch.
Maybe you're not alone. Maybe
Here's-
they're
Don't tell
working
me
on it
there's a
right
natural
now.
part.
Oh no, it's just a Reddit post.
Oh, okay.
No.
Fortune Street is greater than Mario Party.
Yes.
Somebody posted.
Yes.
Wow.
What in the world?
I'll put it this way.
It doesn't exist apparently.
I'll
Or
put
like
it this.
on the Switch.
I'll put it this way. You can roll an H.
I don't know what that means. See, this is not what I was expecting at all. I was expecting I was expecting.
I have seen that.
See, now this makes a lot more sense. I was
Yeah.
expecting like a Wheel of Fortune.
I
like,
was okay.
Sort of
I'm
like
looking at this
board
box
game.
art right now with like all these like fanciful cartoon characters. For whatever reason, I saw a bunch of Wall Street guys in business suits.
Yeah, that's
on
what
the
I was thinking
front
too. I'm
cover.
like this.
I was
I'm
like-
scratching my head over.
I was
it.
like, that is the most Altonio game in the world to be like, what's the game I wanted for my graduation from college? Fortune Street.
it's a game about investing on
It's
the
a game
Wii.
about investing.
It's got stocks.
Stocks,
What
baby.
does stocks mean?
So basically, for the game, it's like just like I said, it's just like a Monopoly. You land on a property, you buy the property. If you don't want it, I think you can auction it off. But then what you can do is that like how you can get a group like a color set in Monopoly.
Yeah.
They don't have color sets per se, but they have a color set as in like a neighborhood almost. So like you have like 3 blues or 4 blues or something like that. And what you can do is you can actually invest money into that area.
Oh,
So they call it area A.
Mm-hmm.
So you can invest 99 worth of stock into area A, and then when you invest in the houses, your stock goes up. So like,
Interesting.
and actually it's not houses, it's shops. So
Okay.
instead of like in Monopoly where you can like add a shop,
Yeah.
like a little house or a house onto the
yeah. And
spot
then you can
site,
build it into like a bigger like a
hotel and
yeah,
everything.
Hotel.
You don't really do that with this one, but you just build like a store, and you just keep building up the store
Oh,
till
interesting.
it's
Hmm.
bigger and bigger.
So it's like Monopoly with different layers of things.
Yeah.
Man, that was a roller coaster.
Right?
Because Fortune Street, like immediately, I was like, this just sounds like a board game. Like,
I was like,
and then you started saying Mario and Dragon Quest, and I'm like, how does this make
I'm
any?
like, what is this?
But
and
now it makes a lot of sense.
and
That
there are
does.
mini games.
So it's basically Monopoly, but with like Nintendo slash
characters.
Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest, yeah.
What? That's so random.
Fascinating.
It took like forever just to get a Dragon Quest character into Smash.
Right.
But they were in Fortune Street for who knows how
Gotta
long.
know
It's
your
like
market,
2008 or
man.
2000
Maybe we'll get it for the
2009
Switch.
Maybe.
You gotta go to the Nintendo Switch subreddit, post in there, and be like, "I want Fortune
every single
Street."
day.
I can't do
folks.
it.
and say, "I am not
Fortune
buying a
Street.
Switch until we get Fortune Street."
I can't do it.
Why
Wait,
not?
so if Fortune Street
I'll end up
came
taking
on,
it to work and try to play it at work. I can't.
how's work been today?
I like
Good,
my
I got a
job.
lot of stocks going.
I want to keep my job.
I've made so much money today. It's unreal.
The thing is, you
It's
just find
unreal.
a carpool, and then you have them drive,
Oh.
and you play Fortune Street. Oh
This is
gosh,
getting
that's
dangerous.
fantastic.
That made me so happy.
I know that was a roller coaster of emotions. Yeah, I thought your favorite
was
game in the
awesome.
world that you got for a party was like a business game.
I was like, right. I was
Yeah.
like, I was running through all the rare games in my head, and I was like, man, did he get some like dynamite title
Fire
that I'm
Emblem
gonna...
or something.
Yeah, I was like, oh well,
Fortune
big
Street.
change.
It's a
Actually,
good one.
My original Wii, would not play GameCube games anymore. It would only play Wii games. I didn't realize that was the thing. So I'm like, oh, my Wii will just randomly just not work. So I went out and bought another Wii specifically to play Fortune Street. I have not played any other game besides Fortune Street since I bought that thing last year.
Oh gosh,
Like,
we've lost the plot. Fortune Street. That's awesome.
Oh my goodness, incredible. Next
what, are-
news.
What other news we got?
Okay, I'll kind of skip through the list because some
Yeah.
of these things like I don't really
Give us
care
something
about.
juicy.
Here's something juicy because we
Freaking
were just
EA.
talking like DC and stuff, and we'll save
DC.
that for the last.
Oh,
That'll
okay.
be fun. But
I was
like
jumping
DC
the
and
gun.
like shows and stuff. Have you seen the bits for the new Joker movie that's coming out?
no.
So they're doing a Joaquin Phoenix standalone Joker movie, like Joker origin story, but it is apparently not anything from the comic books. So a direct quote from the director was, "We didn't follow anything from the comics." So this is just like a standalone, like this is not a Jack Napier like falling in a vat and turning into Joker. It's a like psychological nosedive.
I thought they were going to do the
original.
Killing Joke origin.
Yeah.
Or like something similar to that, where he's like a failed comedian and then he gets caught up with the mob and becomes like bad, basically.
But this, it gave, because I didn't realize, like I was reading some of the descriptions of the movie and like the guy in it isn't the usual name of the Joker. So I was like,
his name's...
That could
his
be
name
trippy.
spells out Affleck. It's like A Fleck, Alfred Fleck or something like that.
Interesting.
His name spells out Affleck. Affleck. But yeah, it looks good. I think I'm excited for that movie because
absolutely
all of the movies where DC has gone like the solo route rather than trying to build the
have
same
been really
cinematic
good.
universe, like Aquaman, Wonder Woman, those are pretty much the only
Shazam.
Shazam was really good.
Shazam.
So I feel like this one's gonna be. It just looks really interesting and like different than
it looks
than a lot of things we've
and I
gotten,
think a couple people from Atlanta are in it too, like the guy who plays Al I believe is in it. I thought I recognized Val is in it, her actress.
Really?
So it's Val, right? I don't want to goof her name.
Is that the
whatever Ern's girlfriend's name is?
I think it's Val.
I want to say it's Val.
Van.
I was like, it's a V, but
Vanessa.
yeah. So Van is, I think Van's actress is in it. So, which I love all the actors in Atlanta are incredible, and like because it's such a surrealist show, and if this is a super surrealist movie, oof, this could be trippy.
I feel like it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's gonna be gnarly. So
looks good.
So I'm excited about that. I'm also very excited, or at least interested, to see all the DC nerds that are gonna like flip their lid. Like,
dude,
not seeing it.
They're savage.
Is he here?
No.
Oh, you keep looking over your shoulder through the window.
I don't know.
Where is he?
Tick. Yeah, I think the DC people aren't gonna be happy. I think
No.
they're never happy though. Everything WB and DC posts on Twitter, it's like every comment is release the Snyder Cut. Release the Snyder Cut. I'm like, that movie came out 4 years ago.
And it wasn't good.
Leave it to die. Snyder's not that good.
No, he's not.
He had a couple good movies and his
not in the DC universe.
is,
like, here he is.
Yeah. So
how would you feel, Altonio, about the DC stuff? Because if you had to like weigh whether you were more Marvel or DC, what would you put yourself at?
I would definitely say Marvel.
Okay.
Although I love Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I love the video games for Batman. Those are
so good.
Batman's my boy.
Awesome.
Have you seen all the Marvel movies?
The only one I haven't seen is Captain Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
Marvel.
I'm like going to the old like Miss Marvel.
Yeah. Got it.
Interesting. Have you seen any of the DC ones? Or
no,
none of them.
not a single one.
Dang. Yeah, I feel like
The last one I
recommend
saw
Shazam.
was Batman versus Superman.
What'd you think of that?
Don't let that be your final
Yeah. That's
Skip Justice League. Watch Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam.
Yes.
Just those three.
I'd agree.
None of the universe stuff matters anymore. They got rid of all that.
BVS and Justice League were
Justice League was like
better, but not.
It was
not
refreshing
good.
after BVS.
Yep. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I laughed way too much during BVS.
I'm glad I didn't watch it with you guys. I probably would have been like, because I liked that movie. When
I'm
it first
an
came
idiot.
Out. I saw that movie in theaters.
I don't want
to
feel dumb. Yeah, Zach
I'd probably still like
Zach
it
and
if
I
I
were pretty
rewatched
ruthless, but
when we did that
there's just some
podcast,
scenes,
I was like,
that was pretty funny.
Man,
but dope. Yeah, so Joker movies. Tony, what are your opinions on EA? Oh, he's whining.
no comment.
Well, you heard it here first, folks.
does EA make like FIFA? And
yes, they're all the sports.
So they're
dudes.
You play FIFA, right?
Yeah. So I like the FIFA.
Yeah.
Like
how do you
I
feel
like
about
the
like
FIFA.
how do you feel about EA putting their like microtransactions and stuff in that?
I feel like it's good, but bad. Because like
Good,
I understand that they want to have, content that goes on for longer than just your regular like 60 hours that you might put into it.
Sure.
And like the games that they put out, microtransactions aside, usually aren't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm still playing my FIFA. They probably don't like it that I'm still playing my FIFA from 2017, but I'm still playing my FIFA from 2017.
Yeah, didn't you know you're supposed to buy it every year? Again?
Yeah, no, I'm just behind the times with it. Like I got to get the 2021 now.
Yeah. So no comment and a negative light.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although like I said, all the old stuff I do like. But
Okay.
I can't remember what all the old stuff was, but another game that they did have was Sim City. I'm pretty sure that was EA.
Yep. Yeah, they did
That
like
one-
SimCity. way back in the day. It was like the James Bond titles. A lot of those were EA.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think.
That's another
Yeah, man, I don't
game
even
you do
remember.
not want me to have on Switch.
Is it? Should we find out?
It sounded like the Switch is just a bad idea in general for you.
Handholds are like me trying to be an adult with a handheld is just not going to be good.
I hear that.
Oh,
I hear that
great.
all too
That's
real.
Awesome.
I hear that. Anyway, so I threw this article in our notes and stuff, but apparently one of the, I'll read it. I saw it on IGN when I was looking for stuff. But EA struggles with the perception that we're just a bunch of bad guys. So EA's vice president, EA's vice president of strategic growth has revealed how he still struggles with the public perception that EA is just a bunch of bad guys, and how he hopes that EA Originals, the publisher's label for smaller indie-like games, will help the company reconnect with new talent. And everyone's like,
It would help if you stopped killing all those studios.
boo-hoo, EA! You feel bad because you're the bad guy, but then like your games suck.
Yep.
Idiots. I read this and I just was so irritated. Like,
Yeah, it's
gosh.
I don't know how they're so out of touch with.
Here's his quote. So talking to GameIndustry.biz, EA's Matt Bilby said, 25 years at EA, and I still struggle with the external perception that we're just a bunch of bad guys. We love making and playing games. Unfortunately, when we make mistakes on games, the world knows about it because it's of a size and scale. It's like, yeah, duh. Because the bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like...
And usually it's not,
Oh
other
my
than like
gosh.
maybe like Anthem or something, it's not like mistakes. It's more of like your microtransactions are like borderline predatory. Like
Right.
games that make you, and I don't know, I'm trying to like parse apart what games are actually EA, but like FIFA, people have complained that like there's a lot of things behind paywalls that never used to be behind them, and like just like weird ways of intermingling
Yep.
that kind of stuff. But then also like Anthem and the way they screwed that over.
Oh
and,
my gosh,
Yeah.
unreal. And so his follow-up quote is, when you are in a company and have had successes and mistakes around live service microtransactions, free-to-play, what geographies, what partners to work with, what animation engine, it actually feels good for our teams to sit with EA original developers and do all this stuff. It genuinely makes you feel good. It's advice to help them not make the same mistakes. But they don't, because they're indie stuff. Like, I don't think they have the same folks. I mean, like, Titanfall was fine. That was an EA published title.
Yeah.
But like that was great because Respawn was like, get the frick out of here.
Yeah, it's basically like
So-
if EA doesn't touch it, but it's published by EA,
It's fine.
we're good.
We're good.
Just keep your hands off it.
Just don't even look at it. Just avert your gaze. Like,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just read that and it sounds like I haven't done honestly enough research to know like where this guy fits into the structure. Like he might
Yeah.
be specifically on the indie stuff.
It's just funny hearing it because you're just like,
You're just
I
like,
thought you guys
shut
knew this.
up.
I
You're
thought
like,
you were
"You
just
big
comfortable with us
baby.
hating
Like,
you."
goodness sakes. Well, and
Yeah.
then, it makes me sad that people hate EA. It's like because you're a bunch of losers and you do stupid stuff. Can I get a witness? Like, goodness sakes.
Angry Josh is coming
I
out
know.
today.
Yeah.
He's up there preaching right now.
I
Speaking
know.
of Angry Josh, how about Star Wars?
Oh my gosh.
How about the new Star Wars trailer?
No, I'm actually not as mad about that. To be honest, I'm more excited about this.
Nick says he
you're-
thinks he's here.
Yes, I think I see an awkward car pulled up. You should tell him to
Come
come on in.
Just tap on the window.
Yeah.
Keep telling me about Star Wars.
I'll tell you about Star Wars. What do you feel about Star Wars, Altonio? I'll let you say something first.
I don't know that much about it right now.
Like, have you watched 7 and 8? Did you see those?
No.
No. Honestly,
I'm behind
kinda
on all the
surprised.
trailers.
So like 7 and 8 already came out. Gosh, what the frick is
When they came out like last year
or like 2 years
ago?
ago? Yeah, there's like there was episode 7, and then not Return of the Jedi. That was 6. What the frick are all these movies?
The first one was Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
Then the next one was trash.
And then we're not even naming it. Last Jedi. So Last Jedi was the most recent one, and now this one is Rise of Skywalker, and so that's the one that's coming out this December. So it's like the conclusion of the trilogy. What up, Nick?
What's up, Nick?
We got all of the listeners.
All the crew. But yeah. So I read that Disney,
Dizzy.
whatever the frick these people are. Gosh dang it,
Dizzy
there's too many-
Riddles. Oh gosh.
So it was J.J. Abrams who did 7. It was Rian Johnson who did 8, and now Abrams is back on 9. And in 8, there was this whole freak out because written in the script, he basically said that, or like it was narrative that Ray's parents were like nobody, but there's all this buildup of like, oh, they're these like big people and it's a big deal. And it turned out like they're nobody. You don't want to know. You want to know who your parents are? They're nobody. They're
Except
scrappers.
now J.J. Abrams has said,
And
like,
so now he said that may be different, and that may not be
it's
true.
called The Rise of Skywalker.
It's called The Rise of Skywalker.
So it's like,
So
what
I'm like,
are you getting at there? Yeah.
What you getting at there, boy? So
The
I
more
don't
Star
know.
Wars movies that come out, the less excited I get about it. I'll probably see this one just because it caps off this saga.
I'm specifically going to see this one from the trailer. When I saw it, I was like,
it looks pretty good.
It looks good.
It's
And
JJ too. So.
I really trust after 7. I feel like Abrams, not that I didn't like, I liked the experimentation that Johnson did, but I was so pissed off by just how like poorly it was made. Like it was just not good.
It's just
It was
storytelling.
just bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've
So-
ranted many a time.
Oh
on that.
my gosh.
Yeah.
If I had
So-
$1.
And good news, the next 3 are written
Good
by
news,
the
everyone.
writers of Game of Thrones, and we know how well they do at closing things
right.
off.
So Star Wars is here to stay, and it's on a great trajectory. Can
Although
I
they're
get a
taking a
witness?
couple of years off, so
Yeah,
yeah.
it's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like this is all the big news stuff. We're
There's
kind of
not a
hitting a
whole lot.
45.
It's the summer.
Yeah, we're just kind of goofing off.
Yeah.
Want to go do some stuff?
Let's go play Fortune Street
You gonna show us how to
or
play
some
Fortune?
VR.
I feel like we should do some VR.
We need to play
We
that
could-
Blood and Sweat game or whatever.
Yeah, Nick
Stop
just got here, so we gotta
we
we
gotta-
gotta show Nick
Super.
VR. Yeah.
super
hot.
super hot, super hot fire, boy.
Credit card. I swipe.
That's what I did today.
Iced tea. I drink that.
I drink that, but I'm
Oh,
not a rapper.
gosh.
I'm
Well,
gonna destroy this man's whole
That's
career.
everything we got. That's all we got.
I'm about to destroy these red polygon guys' whole career.
That red polygon booty.
Why would you say that?
Because there's that one scene where you push him off the cliff and
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
like sticking up. Look,
Yeah, he's just like,
he like folds in half. And I'm like, awkward.
Don't show me that.
It's the Bud Light, trust me. Sponsored by Bud Light.
Wood light. All right, folks. You can get all your pop culture punk needs on popculturepunks.com. That's the entire list of. Try not to laugh.
The booty.
Is that the title of the episode? Red polygon booty.
Look at those angles.
Baby got polygons.
Oh gosh. July is going to be an interesting
so
month.
sweaty.
I like
It's
them
gonna be
real
like-
sharp and pointy.
It's going to be
Don't say
Spider-Man,
that. That's not okay.
a really cerebral Blade Runner discussion,
I know.
and then this.
And then this. Everyone's gonna be like, "What happened?" Like,
They went off the rails.
boy, this is what you do. This is what happens. It ebbs and flows, people.
Yep.
But anyway, check out everything you need on Pop Culture.
Check out everything you need. Everything you need in life is on popculturepunks.com.
I can't. What happened to me?
Check out. So we've been doing some writing.
Yeah.
There might be more up at this point. We'll see.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it's been busy, but we've been doing a little bit of writing with the pop culture recommendations that we used to do on the
Yes.
podcast. We started doing a little bit of writing, so
Yes.
check that out on our website as well under the writing tab.
Yep.
We got a couple up right now, so yeah, we're getting our hands wet with the writing.
This is flying apart. What?
But with all that, we bid you a
What?
fond cowabunga.
Red polygon booty.
Voices in my heart tell me to throw it all away, to toss it in the wind and forget yesterday. But the crowd comes singing back with that same old song. You've got bills you gotta pay. What about job security? But I've been dreaming about packing it all up, 'cause the